It is my time.
Yes, I know. You don't want to yield. Okay, I'll be glad to answer that, though.
Thank you. As I said, I rise in support of the Jackson-Lee Amendment because it is all about the evidence. Let's think about the evidence. It has been 608 days since Chairman Jordan received his own congressional subpoena. He has yet to comply. A subpoena simply saying, come and tell us what you know about the events surrounding January 6th, the lead up to it, your conversations with the president during it and after it. Come forward, reveal anything you know. The chairman should never have needed a subpoena to do exactly that. That is his duty as a citizen, as a member of this Congress, as someone who was here at the time of the insurrection incited by a former president. And yet, they're searching, they're struggling, they're wishing they could find some evidence here that would connect Hunter Biden to Joe Biden. There's no evidence. It's one thing to demand legitimate congressional inquiries be met by cooperation, of course. Mr. Biden has agreed to cooperate in a public setting, right here. You could have him whenever you want, where his words could not be manipulated. It is another thing entirely to say there are rules for thee, but not for me. That's exactly what we have here. It's sad to say this is yet another pathetic political stunt designed to help Donald Trump. But maybe they watched yesterday what happened in the D.C. Circuit Court as the former president sought immunity, even in the case of killing a political opponent or ordering the killing of a political opponent. Think of the absurdity of where we are because of Donald Trump and those who follow him, like a lot of members on this committee. Instead of helping Americans who are hurting, for example, already this year, there have been more than 900 gun deaths in the United States. Every day we lose a jetliner worth of Americans to deadly drug poisoning and overdoses. We've got democracies to support, including our own. And yet the Republican majority can't pull itself together to do any of that. Second, in interview after interview, deposition after deposition, and the Biden impeachment inquiry has yet to turn up legitimate evidence of any wrongdoing of the president. Zero, nothing, and they have supplied thousands, tens of thousands of documents. At the same time, a report by the Oversight Committee has found evidence that Donald Trump violated the Constitution, the emoluments clause of the Constitution, at least 7.8 million times. A few findings from that report bear repeating. President Trump called the presidency, quote, the greatest infomercial in political history. Donald Trump certainly knew how to work that infomercial to his personal advantage. The report reveals in just 2 years of his 4 years as president, he took at least $7.8 million in unconstitutional payments from 20 foreign countries to just 4 of his hotels. We don't know about the hundreds of other entities. Did Donald Trump seek congressional approval for these funds, as the Constitution requires? Of course not. In fact, Mr. Trump attempted to conceal his enrichment. Worst of all, 7.8 million is likely a gross underestimate. We still have no idea the full extent of his wrongdoing and that of his close family members. We only have information regarding 2 years and only 4 hotel properties. Can we all agree that these findings are shocking, sickening, unconstitutional, in violation of the Emoluments Clause, which simply says, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8, forbids the president to accept money or payments or gifts of any kind from foreign governments, monarchs, unless he obtains consent from Congress. None of that happened. And yet, oh, the outrage about Hunter Biden. Mr. Chairman and your entire committee, where is your investigative spirit? Selling influence? You've shown no interest in looking at what the former president did in selling his interests. It's in a desperate attempt to rehabilitate their leader. Republicans are trying to pin Donald Trump's misdeeds on President Biden. There's a word for that. Desperation. No, actually, it's projection. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.